So if we just go back to the last video, always listen to your body. That's good advice.
In the past, James has repeatedly run through injuries, often only making them worse.
At the moment, I do have a little calf niggle. It just feels a bit sore. Been for a couple of runs where just towards the end of it, it's just been getting a bit tight and a bit sore. As I mentioned in the last video, I've got a couple of weeks left before the actual proper marathon training cycle kicks in. So rather than, as I previously have done, running through injuries and just trying to wish them away almost, or just put them to the back of my mind and forget about them, I've just taken a little step back and I'm just going to have a break for about a week, just to really let the calf settle down before I start my training cycle. I've slated a 6-week plan this time, which again I'm not going to get too hung up on. If the, say for instance, this calf injury takes maybe 3-4 weeks to really clear up and I start a little bit late, then I'm absolutely fine with that. And I think that's just having a little bit more perspective and experience, where not all training cycles will generally go to plan. There's always going to be something that comes up. So I'd much rather make sure that the injury was absolutely settled down and I was ready to go, rather than ploughing on and increasing the chances that it's just going to get worse and worse. And just having it in the back of my mind as well, you just have this, you never kind of know when it's going to flare up type thing. As I mentioned in the last video, I had a hip injury. This is 2018 now, where I just kept running through it for some for an unknown reason. For about a month I was running through it, and it was just, especially on the longest runs, getting up for 2 hours, I could just feel it. My thinking at the time was, well, it's London, I have to do everything to get to the start line. And then one day I was just out for a run and it just went pop, and I had to take 3 months off, and etc. And now just having that bit of perspective, I actually learned a lot from it, in the fact that there's lots of things that I wasn't doing sort of strength training wise, and trying to make sure that my frame was as strong as it could be. And from then on it's really helped me, and touch wood, I haven't had any major injuries for 3 years. Yes, I've had niggles and things, but nothing that's really stopped me from running. And just looking at the same advice I gave yesterday, it would be churlish now just to try and carry on, rather than just letting myself just rest and recover. Because really, in the grand scheme of things, a week or two recovery is not going to make a huge difference. I've done a lot of running already this year, so I'm happy with the amount of mileage I've got in the bank. So in that respect, I'm more than happy with that. There's no point in getting worried or anxious or anything like that about an injury. All you can do is try and let it recover the best you can, and then go from there. If it's in good enough shape to train, to carry on training, then I really wouldn't have lost a huge amount of fitness. I don't think it will do me any harm just to have a break, then come back to it, and hit the marathon cycle fresh, which is what it's all about. You want to be on that start line, ready to roll. Keep on!